Okay, so a conversation has come in about testing for nuclear exposure, for radiation, high energy particle exposure. When the collapse of the starfish was happening here on the West Coast, I went over to the coast of Oregon with a Geiger counter doing surveys, and the Geiger counter was not sensitive enough to really detect anything. All I got was some hearsay readings, with the exception of some fish that were very scary, but I couldn't repeat it. Still haven't been able to for years because of the exceptional way I came on a fish table that had deep sea fish caught and not cleaned out at sea, which is unusual. So if you go there and test and you're patient, you will get some scary results. But this is about those starfish die-offs. I took photos, I documented, I sent notes, emails to both University of Washington and Oregon State, both noting that the starfish were dying here with the same symptoms that they were up in northern Washington, that the disease had spread further down the coast and was more extensive than they knew at the time. And months later, that story started to come out, and they said, yes, this starfish wasting is huge. So what I found was a very specific genetic test available from one of our national labs for genetic damage. I sent them the reference, the link, and my thoughts on that it should be used or applied, and the response was very nebulous, that that test wasn't effective, or they didn't reply at all, or I couldn't get that piece of the conversation started. So that rather keyed me to why they wouldn't use a test. Sure, they weren't familiar with it. That test is out of a national lab. It's one of the only labs probably in the world that can do that level of testing. And to do that, it takes some base research to be able to build what you're testing for and make sure the tests work. And that's a national lab secret. Why that wasn't turned on is a huge question. I'll find the link, but this is a 6-year-old debate I had back in the day. Most of that is documented in Facebook. So, yeah, the tests are out there. The tests are not being done because the nuclear industry plays this game. They will allow these small, half-broken studies and never let them be put together. This is their tactic. Small little studies that'll get funded and can be debated and argued with because of the size and the extent of that small study didn't and couldn't do enough. That's the game. This is how they're playing. This is the I'm an ignorant Republican game and don't know God solves everything. Oh my, I'm going to stop now. Thank you, folks. But this is deadly serious. These tests are available. The industry has divided us so badly, made us injected ignorant conversations into this conversation. It kind of ought to stop. Good luck. I don't know how, but I'm calling bullshit on national lab testing and the likes of Rick Perry. Give me a fucking break what that guy knows. Man, religion and politics is going to kill us. Absolutely going to kill us. Think about it. Peace, love, and education.